Yes, yes, yo, you don't stop. Big John come rocking a short shot. Welcome back, Corked Stats, baby, on a freaky Friday. We getting a freaky deaky. Fastest freaking show in MLB, absolutely anywhere. Which is Big Johnny Stud coming to you worldwide. Brooklyn, New York, as always. Coming out the damn chair as always. Losing my freaking mind as always. I'm streaming with the Source Network, boys. Shout out to that whole crew till about 1:30. So if you did that and now you're doing this, yo, holy crap,
Martin!
yo.
What is your profession?
Oh man, baseball's version of 300. Give the book nothing, take from that bitch everything. So a bunch of the usual suspects up in a piece. Happy Friday to my people. I saw everybody up in there. Jam Bam and Trent and fucking Jay and all the Bryans. Rose plus BE, Wagwan, Jeff L. You know, I swear, you and I are like, we're always so simpatico on all the fucking culture references.
Time to make the donuts.
Yeah, baby. That'll work for me, brother. All right, so we got a full slate. It's all at nighttime. I'm going to try and giddy up. I should have a pretty good handle on this because I already kind of did it once. So press the like button and subscribe. Check out the Substack. Owner number 100% free. All the data is open right now. It's a separate link. Open. It's in the description. It's on my Twitter feed. At John the Gazer right down there somewhere in one of the fucking corners. All right, enough of that shit. More of this. Oh, yeah. Best part of waking up. Pitching sheets in the mug. Right off the bat, I had to take a quick L. You know, I didn't bet it yet, but a quick L normally, take a lot of pride in the totals, being in front of the market, kind of one of the things that we do. Now, this will be interesting because the plays that you see on the right side, those were all the picks that I gave it on the show yesterday. So we kind of have an idea. We'll see if they line up, but also we'll be able to track movement. So all of those plays and lines were live at night. They might not be there. We might like them more. We might like them less. We might like to do a little bit of pivot. The reason I mention that is I like the under Houston, Detroit, Arrighetti and Meatballs on the bump, even money, Detroit Rock City versus Keter Montero and the Tigres. That actually went up to 8.5. I don't know. I kind of like both of these guys. Montero was always really more known with that stark struggle bus against lefties. He's cleaned that up. He's been a lot better. Neither one of these offenses is looking very good right now. What did they play to a 2-1 yesterday, right? We should know because we lost. We're in the middle of the worst fucking 10-day run ever. Losing every close fucking game. We are losing when we're ahead. We lose when we're behind. We cough it up. It's like just fucking disgraceful. I was hoping to maybe opening up the fucking paywall, right? But buy a little bit of that universal juju, baby. So if I was under the 8, I'm under the 8.5. Both bullpens also looking pretty good. That's lefty. Sorry. Last 2 weeks versus righties. Neither team really sticking out. Tigers in particular, kind of bottoming out a little bit. Sorry, I want to set my lefty also. So really not a ton here, and both bullpens have pitched like crazy. Detroit with a sub-2 ERA, last 41 2/3. Someone whipping that time frame. Just 3 home runs in almost 42 innings. Astros, once they got Hader back, they've been really good. I'm not sure why the line is really moving up here. Detroit, not a great place to hit. And the weather has broke nationwide. They didn't forget you with the sun emojis and the wind emojis. There wasn't a lot. I'm not going to overreact. I have ballpark stuff already built in, and I'm not going to push it for, weather that's not there because people are telling us there's going to be more scoring when I'd like to see more about it. So, let's go under the 8.5. Kind of glad I didn't make that move. I'm surprised. Again, we're normally always so far in front of this shit. I mean, anyway, right? I'll take the love. Next up, hey, Abbott on the bump for the Redlegs. Andrew Abbott plus 170 dog on the road down into Steel City to face Yara Paulie and Debacos. I don't know. Me and my guy Toast, when we disagree, it always gives me the fucking ick. He's very good with pitching stuff also. A lot of times he and I are very much simpatico on not just like the young arms, Trevor McDonald and Gage Jump before he popped, even JT Ginn, Braxton Ashcraft, a lot of guys that have kind of emerged. Usually we're totally locked in on the superstars, and I don't know, he was throwing up red flags for Skeens that I really wasn't seeing. Let's take a look. Skeens through 88 innings has a 286 ERA with a sub 1 whip. All the indicators at 2.8 or below. I mean, he's humming right now. 25.5 KB, 13 swing and strike, 36 chase, 83 zone contact. So a really good combination of command, control, swing and miss, plus reach. Keeps the ball down also, right? A lot of the power pitchers nowadays are kind of fly ball guys, and you worry about the home runs every so often. That's not even part of Skeens' bag. He's just cosmically cursed right now. It's just, it sucks, right? Everybody knows all the shitty win-loss records. I forget, Kyle was saying yesterday, the last time the Pirates won for this fucking guy, but it's not on him. So I'm not going to, weigh that. The Pirates have been hitting, they've hit lefties, they've really hit it home. And if you saw my Twitter trivia question the other day, Pirates were the answer. Only 4 teams in Major League Baseball, their ballpark, right? So it's not the team, but the ballpark has averaged double-digit runs for the season. Obvious ones: Coors, Cincinnati, Washington. My question was, no, it wasn't Cincinnati. Or it was Cincinnati. Oh, no, it wasn't Cincinnati. It was Sacramento, the Athletics. Washington, Coors, A's, not Cincinnati, who was the 4th, right? Cincinnati would have been everyone would have guessed Cincinnati, and it was Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh's been scoring, the offense has been good, and as good as the starters have been, the bullpen's been kind of ass. So there's been games that just run. Pittsburgh's a lot of fun. They're right around 500, and I'm really digging. I've been really pushing these Pittsburgh futures. I haven't had time to fucking look, but I like them, for a run. You're probably getting great odds, everything National League with the, Dodgers kind of floating around. So, yeah, I'm into Skeens. I don't know why anyone wouldn't be. He's minus 205 with good reason, because Abbott is not really good. I mean, he is all the red flags with the fastball bin, right? That's why we have this. 47 use is way too high for a 4-seamer down below 93 at only 90 stuff plus. You just can't do that. Plus, he's wild and in zone. I mean, he should get destroyed. Pirates versus lefties last 30 has not been great, but there is some stuff here, right? You're getting lift, you're getting barrels. That's been the hang up for Abbott. And the Reds, I don't even care, but the Reds offense has been bad anyway. I mentioned the Pittsburgh bullpen. They've actually been okay last 2 weeks. It's been the offense really carrying the load. So I had Pittsburgh for the cover. Yeah, I had Pittsburgh for the cover. That was running a little bit better than even money. Yeah, we're still right there. We're on the right side of even money. So, yeah, give me Pittsburgh to just, kill the fucking Reds, man. Next up, Andrew Alvarez on the bump for the Nacionals. Plus 119, dog down in B-more to face Trevor Rogers. And the Orioles, minus 143 at the crib for the Orange Birds. Man, I was a little torn here, right? And we all have our biases. I see Andrew Alvarez, and I'm like, oh, I like him, right? He's good. And I see Trevor Rogers, and I'm like, oh, he's kind of good, right? He put together a couple good starts. And the more I looked at it, the more I ended up off it, except the 8.5 that we really liked has now become a 9, and I'm probably off it at this point. But I wanted to get away from the pitching here. So, right, Alvarez, it's easy, to like this strikeouts. However, we talk about this all the time. 27% K is a little bit high for a 12 swing strike, even with a 28 CSW. Especially when you see, ball rate at 39, first strike rate below 50, really, it becomes very hard to succeed like that. Now, he's been good at keeping it down, but the Baltimore offense is not one I'm trying to fade right now. Even against lefties, they were always more like we're attacking righties because they're very left-handed. They've kind of flipped the script now also. It's not perfect at all, but what do you notice, right? No chase, pulled line drives, and the ex-Wobacon through the roof. The ex-Woba even above average, particularly with the below average walk rate. So Orioles offense is showing us who they are. Last year is gone. I think, a lot, they're kind of maturing altogether. So now I'm worried about Alvarez, and you have to be worried about the Nats bullpen, who's, I think they're tracking for a record amount of losses. They have 5 losses in just 2 weeks, a 6 ERA in the last 2 weeks. I mean, they have a North 5 ERA through almost 400 innings in the bullpen this year. Just absolutely ridiculous stuff. So they're a threat, to give up a ton of runs, regardless was the point. And then Rogers, who he gives a couple good starts. I'm a little bit worried. I'm going to go over to the last 30, because what people are seeing is the sub 3 ERA and the 1 flat whip last 30 days, the 4.8 Sierra and the 10 KBB is making me worried that we might actually see him go back to the pitcher that we saw for the majority of this year. The command and the control has been good, but at a certain point, I just have to stop fucking going up against the Nationals when they're facing lefties. We just took another big finger in the smallest hole. And it hurts, man. I don't want to sit on inflatable fucking pillows all the time. It's a literal pain in the fucking ass. Baltimore bullpen is no fucking picnic either. I guess they pitched a little bit better as of late, but with some underpinning stuff and all the walks and all the barrels, it's very easy to see how that goes poorly. And again, Nats offense has just been carrying the day. So the model is not really there screaming this 09. I'm in a little bit of disagreement. I think a piece of that is the favorite at home, but I have a flip side anyway. So I'm just disagreeing with the model here. I'm disagreeing. It doesn't like the Orioles offense as much as I do. I think it's giving the Nats bullpen too much credit, right? Again, when bullpens are very hard to model between usage and workload and resting plus quality, very difficult. And with that, every single guy could be unavailable that you've ever heard of, and 3 fucking shitbags and come in and get 9 straight outs. They can get it with 9 strikeouts and look fantastic. They can get it with 9 barrels, and you're like, what the hell is going on in my life? It's highly variant. So there should and even must be a kind of level of regression to the mean modeling bullpens. That said, model you're fucking drunk. You're going too far. It's too much. It's too much. So I'm not playing it because the 9 is too high, but to me that one is over. Next up, Nasty Nate Eovaldi in the naughty jungle of love. Texas Rangers on the road in Toronto, north of the border, as minus 114 slight favorites to face Patrick Corbin and the Bluebirds. This one definitely threw me off a little bit. I'm still seeing that price has even had a little bit of money coming on. No. Again, you got to be careful. I'm trying to use BetStamp for they have like a best price. It's like a board read type of thing. The best price is generally not anyone that you can get. They are helpful though, because you can see all the main providers. But if you're looking at the homepage, you're like, oh shit, you can get, this wild price. There's always one fucking outlier that no one has access to. Again, if you follow my work, I don't do that. I hardly even ever put the best price. I try and put the standard price. I try and put the price that everyone can get. And, it is what it is. So I've got Eovaldi as an order of magnitude better than Corbin. The ERA is a little bit high for the whip, plus the very strong disciplinary bin, where Corbin is struggling and probably outkicking the coverage for all the wild expected stuff. His expected ERA creeping up near 6. Single-digit KBB, single-digit swing and strike higher than the KBB, which is not good. 22 CSW has got to be one of the lowest among all starters. Texas got their whole offense back. Wyatt Langford is crushing, and Seager is back. Also, I'm not seeing this one. Texas bullpen has struggled, and I wonder how much they're going to punish us for the F5. And the answer is a little. It is a little bit. Again, these the fucking skewed prices. I saw a minus 117. I was ooh, looks like minus 125 is the cheapest on DK. Same in MGM, so you could hang a minus 125. Oh man, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't think I'm that afraid of the Blue Jays bullpen, which again the Sierra and the whip is pretty crazy last 2 weeks. So I'm gonna go with Texas to win. That's the play that I had up yesterday. Next up, Zach Gallen on the bump for the Snakes with shapes on their back. That game got canceled yesterday, right? Plus 120 dog down in Tampa to face Nicky Martinez and the flat fucking fish of Florida. Sorry to anybody that was following along. Last night I had a couple of pitching errors, but you do the best that you can with what you got. I had Fott. I guess he got bumped back. I had Dustin May, and it's McGreevy, and I had Peterson for the Cubs. It's going to be Rhea. Everything is corrected now, and the model reflects all that stuff. Another reason why I preach being careful about me putting that V1 of the model up. I just don't want people to overreact and get fucked. I do it. So like I'm tempted to be, I feel weird. I'm so transparent with everything I do. It's weird for me to hold anything back, but I don't know. That's the one thing that bothers me more than anything is the idea of kind of misleading people. I'd rather you call me a pussy than a fucking fraud. You know what I'm saying? So Gallon is broken right now. It's been really tough. ERA north of 6, whip firmly above 1.5. All the indicators north of 5. I mean, this is really bad. I mean, he's commanding the zone for what it's worth. He throws strikes, but they're not good strikes. I mean, the put away stuff is just completely gone now. There's that again. 37% use in the four seamer is not outlandish, but it is entirely too high to be throwing 93 velo, 91 stuff, especially when you're really struggling. Lefties have fucking killed this guy. I mean, he's in a lot of trouble. I mean, righties have killed this guy too. He's been one of the worst road pitchers in the league, nearly 9 ERA and a +2 whip last 30 days, where Martinez has struggled a little bit also. I think I want to be a little more patient with a guy like Martinez, who is easily the better pitcher in this game. I even think we might have the offense. Rays, Kyle was talking about this yesterday, and I think with all the, not to say shit talking, like talking out of my ass, but all the shit talking I've been doing about weather and impact. We've been talking about balls and the drag and the carry and affecting offense, and my skepticism of using these kind of blanket statements. I'm going to get some home away stuff. It's just going to be broad year to date. I'm not time splitting it. We're not looking to get cute with fucking samples. We're just looking for, teams that might be over or underperforming with, travel or batter eye and shit like that might actually matter that we've heard hitters talk about. Okay, Rays offense last 2 weeks. Sorry, I pick it back up. You can see much better than the Arizona. I'm not sure what that says. It's more of a condemnation on the Diamondbacks, but Diamondbacks offense like firmly in the fucking tank the last 2 weeks. Batting 229 with a 321 slug. That's just crazy. The disciplinary stats are good because they don't swing the fucking bat. When they do, it's 49 ground balls, sub 6 barrel. Sub 300 x Wobicon is really, really outrageous. Very hard to achieve that. And I think this will be one of the few times. It's only a 296, so it's not to like overblow the one statistic, but this feels like one of the few times all year you're actually going to see that on a 2-week righty sample. So I think Tampa wins this one. Bullpens have been a little bit of thrill a minute. I feel like Tampa's starting to correct, right? We're seeing all the underpinning stuff get better as Arizona kind of reverting, like Sam said last night, to the pumpkin that we probably thought they were. So give me Tampa for the win. This, what's funny? The bet stand thing is not working so good for me. Let me just use MGM. Because at least like the quick look I'm getting is a fucking live line. Damn. Rays have moved all the way. Oh, it was minus 145. Oh, okay. This was just really quick on price movement in case you don't fucking believe me. How fast and crazy these things move. And if I wasn't doing content and it was just looking to bet, I'd be betting at nighttime. This got posted at minus 112, which is what I have in the gray. So I run the model. I set the picks. I ship them to Kyle before I take a fucking nap because I've been up since 5 in the morning, whatever day it is. But those are like the opening lines, but they are real books. They are real books. But those are the first ones that hit. And to see a 30-cent move between, let's call it 8 p.m. when I sent it to him and midnight when we jumped on air is crazy. Give you an idea. So the market definitely loves Tampa. I think there is a little bit there, but I don't know if I want to give the minus 145. Maybe they're a pairing and maybe they're a run. This is something we've been talking about this year, trying to kind of find the confidence to, play the odds. You're getting over 90 cents for that run. I think I would take it. Plus 145 for the Rays. Let's look to fucking kill that. Next up, Zachy Wheeler on the bump for the Fighting Phils. They're leaving Broad Street down I-95, heading down, up, down, and all around to Queens to face Zach Thornton and the Let's Go Mets Go. Apparently, I didn't know the prospect in the deal. The Mets shipped away David Peterson, and that kind of chapped me. I don't think you should ever be shipping, guys that can give you quality innings, even if they're, SP3s or SP4s. I just don't think you should do that, especially, decent lefties that have given you good, important innings in the past. But the Mets did, and they're going to Thornton, who is also a lefty, he's young, and is not really having a great season. So, this feels like an injury thing and a struggle bus thing, right? Senga caught the demotion. The Mets just are really struggling for a rotate, just to kind of cobble together a rotation. Thornton pitched a week ago. He went 4, he gave up 5. This is in the minor leagues. It's not great. Start before that, he went 2/3 and gave up 3. So he's given up, 8 runs in his last 4 2/3. Not the kind of guy you're looking to come out of the box, rolling, where Wheeler back to the kind of stud that we all have known and loved for so long. Mets offense is injured. Also, I'm pretty sure they have been hitting as well. Mets versus righties last 2 weeks is not good. It's not maybe as bad as I initially kind of insinuated with that framing, but still, when you include Zach Wheeler, nut hand on the bump, it's there. And Phillies, who have been hitting really well, I think it's mostly versus righties. That looks to be the case. However, the lefty stuff, despite the strikeouts, is strong, right? What we know. And this is the type of team the Phillies can be. I think particularly when it's lefty-lefty, Schwarber and Harper, the big power sticks, are looking to attack the zone. They're not looking to get into long, crazy at-bats where they're fouling shit off, especially in fucking Harper's case. I think they're up there versus lefties looking for first pitch strikes, because I think they understand the further they fall behind, it's just not going to end well. So expect the Phillies to keep up that really high swing rate, even if it comes at the expense of some strikeouts. Mets bullpen has actually pitched really well, but shame on me. I dropped the ball on you people because I know they have it. Shoot, just a second. The Mets should have the bullpen emoji. I fucking forgot to put them on the sheet. I did do the report. So that was, hold on, Boston, Cubs, Mets. Oh, Phillies and San Fran. So hold on, Boston, Philly, San Fran. Just 1 second. Let me just finish this really quick. Boston. Did we talk about them yet? No. Where's that stupid red laundry? And short-term memory is shot. Thank you, fucking edibles. And San Fran. Okay, so I remember that was a point that our guys on the Source Network are always very much in tune with bullpen stuff, and it matters. Especially when you get this, right? So Devin back-to-back, Weaver back-to-back, Raley back-to-back, Minter 2 of 3. That's all of the best pitchers I think the Mets are going to be strapped. So I definitely like the Phillies, and I think I like them enough to cover even. I was curious if that one stayed on the right side of the plus money. I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, why wouldn't money be coming in on them? It is, but it's down to plus 105. What was it, 115 last night? Let me just correct it really quick. So, yeah, give me the Phils. Give me the Phils to kills. Their bullpen, not as bad because Duran was rested. I did put it because there is usage questions. But Kirkering 2 of 3, it's only 33 pitches. Maybe Alvarado back-to-back 38 is a no. But even Eric Miller back-to-back 26 you might get. So when it's 4 guys, they'll normally make the report. But it's also why I like to put the report up. You can see it for yourself. But then you also know when you see the emoji, right, means that I've taxed them. But I want you to know it's not a blanket. It's not a blanket fucking tax. Next up, Wee Willie Warren on the bump for the Yankees. Bad guys on the road down in Fenway to face Peyton Toll. You got to pay the troll toll if you want to get into this boys' hole. For the Red Laundry, minus 103. I think Boston wins outright. Now, when I was talking about this yesterday, I hadn't seen the bullpen stuff. Now, also, Chapman is rested, Whitlock 3 of 4, Slayton 2 of 3, Coulomb back to back. Weird because Kyle and Sam definitely mentioned Boston. Again, I mean, I can't speak highly enough about them. Kyle's really good. He's drawing the bullpen stuff in real time, where I'm not. I'm a bitch. I need to wait for it to populate in the morning. He's drawing it. So when we're on, I don't have bullpen support. Like I mentioned, V1 of the Algo, it's vulnerable to changes in the morning, namely because bullpen and weather. And this doesn't seem as bad as I thought. That said, if the price is comparable, let's call it, on the F5, which it is, I'd rather just cut it to 5 because I think Toll is the edge on Warren. I'm not necessarily looking to get into a bullpen battle with the Yankees, who have pitched well. And if Warren pitches well, he's going to go deep anyway. So I don't think there's much of an edge there. Yeah, let's go Boston. I'm going to just swap the play to. Oh wow! Funny enough, last night I posted them under 8.5. I didn't even realize it. I thought I had on the way out. I know I told them I thought I had Boston to win. But yeah, I guess I'm under the 8.5 also. I don't know. I'm gonna have to make a decision on that. But I think both of them. I think Boston wins to the under. I think Toll is the carrying tool in the handicap. Next up, Luis Castillo on the bump for the Mariners. It was such a confusing game for me. On the road in Forest City to face Joey Cantillo and the Guardians. I mean, I don't know what the fuck to do with this. I really don't. I mean, we could have spent the entire hour and a half last night just on this. I could spend 2 hours on this myself, breaking down not just like the pitchers getting granular and attack plans per trajectory, but like how to piece all this fucking bullshit together. I mean, this is like the best case in point for no. Just no. Just don't do it. Bad analyst, bad. All right, Castillo, he's been ass on the season. So if you go looking larger sample, again, you have to be worried. He does have better velo than the other fastballs we've been kind of degrading today. But 46 use, 99 stuff is not how you do it. You can't do that. Bad. Can't do that. Because again, he's working up. He doesn't have it where he's getting past guys either. Right? So we like the double-digit infield fly, but it is still entirely too low if you're going to go 41 fly ball, 42 pull, 45 hard hit, nearly double-digit barrel. Very poor. He's very lucky, in fact, if you ask me, to have the homer fly ball down at 10 and just giving up 9 home runs through 70 and 2/3. I think Castillo, even though he has been better fast forward, last 30, he's been very good. 354 ERA with a 113 whip. However, the Sierra is at 4 with a 12.5 KBB. Just all the mixed signals that you could possibly ask for. If you're going to look good against anybody, wouldn't it be the Guardians? Their offense is so bad. Needing them to score. We keep losing bets on them. I got to get away from it. I can't do it anymore. And then twice this week they had the lead and Cade Smith blew it for us. I'm telling you, we're losing right now. It fucking sucks, but I'm trying not to get discouraged. I'm not going to do whatever I think I'm going to do and I'll freak out, man. But man, is it fucking, we're having a really frustrating 10-day, 2-week span. Gave it all back. What a fucking bitch. Anyway, Guardians, not just not hitting for power, which we probably didn't expect. They're flailing. 28K, 15 swing strike, 81 zone contact versus fucking righties right now. What the hell, man? And then Seattle versus lefties, easily their weakest split. They're doing the passive thing. Oh, look at this metrics. They don't fucking strike out. Yeah, they don't swing the fucking bat. When they do, 32 hard hit, 5.5 barrel, just 6 home runs and 261 PAs. Oh my gosh, this game is really, really frustrating, and it's frustrating.
It's frustrating.
The bubbles.
It's frustrating. It's
Both
frustrating.
bullpens again. Cleveland kind of screaming that they're going to improve. Good Sierra, good K rate, but again, a lot of contact and a lot of barrels. Sometimes you're going to make your own luck. Mariners, same thing. The underpinning stuff of the Mariners extremely strong, but the 5.5 ERA getting to be a little bit hard to fucking ignore. So there's your case for an under. There's a case for an over. Models clearly to the over 7.5. I think that was the play that I settled on. And I like Cantillo, but it's 2 starts in a row. It's feeling a little bit like a double bottom, but similar. If you're going to look to succeed on the hill against anybody, who's it going to be? It's going to be Seattle. I don't know. The 7.5 just came in entirely too low. And again, the model is over. So that's where I kind of put my faith. But I got to be honest, I have very little to no confidence. Next up, oh my gosh, this is over or nothing. Mitch Spence on the bump for the Royals with cheese, 109 dog down in Chicago to face David Sandlin and the Pale Hose. I was surprised to have our guys in the Sauce Network giving the White Sox a little bit of love. Not that they don't deserve it. However, Sandlin's had his struggles. He's coming off a good rehab run in the minors. I don't want to be a fucking hypocrite in case anyone actually watches the show. He's checking the box for those trajectory guys. I need a new word for that. Guys that we expect to succeed. They come up, they get, F'd in the A, hashtag MLB is hard. Get sent down, re-promoted, having fixed it. Right? That's a key word or phrase, having fixed it. Then we're willing to back it. We just saw this. Well, we saw this theory incorrectly executed fail. J.R. Ritchie. We like J.R. Ritchie. Thought he would succeed. He came up. He got F'd in the A. Hashtag MLB is hard. He gets demoted. Pitched well downtown. Comes back up. But again, I'm always worried about the fucking debut. Ritchie got creamed and didn't get the second chance. He went back down. So you're out. I don't think I'm going to buy on Sandlin just yet. Especially because you have to pay a tax. That minus 130. He's not free. And Spence, I think, is ass. The Royals are also really hitting right now. Check out the Royals' offensive stuff. Funny, the more pieces they lose, the more they're hitting. Nicky Lofton is fucking coming alive totally. I mean, he's like the reclamation project right now. And if you're doing the fantasy thing, even in a deeper league, he might be, available. Oh, yes. I just wrote about him in The Athletic. You could, if you're into that shit. But if you sign up, I have a waiver list, also like a live running waiver list if we have any new listeners or subs. Support good people doing good work, speaking of which. Don't be a cheap bitch your whole life. The employer and employee relationship for content creators and analysts is fucking broken. We get absolutely nothing. At Sogata, we get totally shit. So you might as well not say just give your money directly to me. Let me provide the value that you're not getting anywhere else. You've seen us show off all the baseball tools. You get the same for fucking football. I mean, we've got uploadable ranks for Underdog and DraftKings, all types of advanced stats, plus really detailed shit that's hard to find. Your success rates and EPA, man versus zone, and all of that stuff, how they play against anything, quarterback target rates, just this really detailed team data, level offense and defense, plus all the differential stuff that'll really boost your game as far as handicapping. If you're actually betting NFL, if you're doing it without like EPA per drop back differentials and shit, you're missing the fucking mark. Literally no one is giving it away for cheaper than I am. Literally nobody. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to just go over nothing. Again, and I'm a little cold on the White Sox offense, which is why I don't love paying the tax. I do think they'll overcome Mitch Spence, but you could see the sellout thing. They're not hitting for average. The OPS is really low because they're not taking walks, but when they connect, they've, done it. They're not chasing. So me, the disciplinophobe, approachophile. I'm an approachophile. That I'm willing to give the grace if you're not going to chase. Oh, grace don't chase. Because they're pulling fucking elevated barrels, which is like what we want, and the Royals bullpen is like the one to attack. So yeah, I think we're going over. And let's move it on, yo. Next up, Baby Bears on the road in Milwaukee. Colin Rea on the bump is a really heavy dog against Jacob Misiorowski. Chicago also has the bullpen. Webb back-to-back, Dealbar back-to-back, Thornton back-to-back, Hobie Milner 3 straight. Now, this is a bullpen that's F'd in the A. Rea has had his struggles as well. Milwaukee is starting to hit. The new kid, Cooper Pratt, is looking really good. And Misiorowski is like the best fucking pitcher on the planet right now. So as much as we were, all three of us, were trying to force our way into a Cubs bet because of the money, I just couldn't get there. However, if you are kind of looking that route, the minus 105 run line that I liked last night is now minus 125. I generally do not like to pay that price on the run line. I do think there might be some love on the over here. Overs at 7.5. Now, it can be frustrating looking for teams, to score off the Miz. It's one of the harder things to do in the game of baseball right now. So let's just, you know what? I wouldn't even bother. Okay, the Brewers team total is at 4.5 is cheaper than the run line. So unless you're going to bet under Cubs under 3 team total, which might be the number actually, it is, which is minus 115. I'd rather just play for the Cubs team total, not have to ask for the cover just in case we cough it up. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a bitch. I've had such bad luck with bullpens lately. I kind of want to clip the variable of pitching, but just to lay it out, I think the Brewers win. I think they kill them. I'm just trying to find that, like, I don't know, that warm and fuzzy feeling of a winning game. You know what I'm saying? I can't fucking buy a win right now. And when you bet, I guess that's really what you're trying to do. Next up, Tomoyuki Sagani. You get all the vowels wrong. To Timoyaki Siguni. Fucking idiot. Oh my god. Tomoyuki Sagano on the bump for the Rockies, plus 140 dog down in Minnesota to face Taj Mahal Bradley and the fucking Twinks. Yo, if you're paying minus 167 for the Twins to win a game, you're crazy. Yo. I like you, man, but you're crazy. You fucking door your neck, man. Door your neck, man. Fucking crap. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Sagano is not good. Okay, again, the boys last night were trying to find a spot to bet on the Rocks, which is a good way. Again, this is why they're very good at what they do. That is how you attack the board. Now, you have to know when not to do that. And I mean, I'm not saying it can't happen because there is enough, but I think it's buried in the price. Meaning, one, I don't like that spread, right? So I don't like now the Twins are up to minus 170 plus 140. So I don't like that spread. And as much as you might want to back Sagano, I mean, expected ERA is near 7, the Sierra north of 5. 7 KBB, 7 swinging strike, 23 CSW, nearly 39 ball, sub 27 chase, 92 zone contact. So just admit to yourself, there are no strikeouts. And while he won't walk anybody, when he'll get you to 3 balls and then start throwing meatballs, you're going to have to force feed. Twins offense, V righties, last 2 weeks, 325 plate appearances of pure annihilation. Top 3 across the board in everything. They're hitting 325 as a squad with a 512 slug. This is insane. They are hot to death right now. I'm not even necessarily buying it. The last 2 weeks, I've been not talking shit about the Twins, but like, I don't know, I'm getting cold on them. Well, I look like a fucking idiot because they're fucking humming right now. I don't know how you could look for Sagano to suppress this offense. Rockies bullpen is terrible. Twins bullpen maybe even worse. And Bradley, I know we've seen him succeed at a high level. He feels like he should be a heavy favorite. However, a big, wet, shaken ass in the lawn with the soapy water and, some Cash Money millionaire rapper with a fucking garden hose, limp garden hose. Everyone remember that with the fucking car? You know what I'm saying? Give me your project, bitch. Like, this is crazy, man. This is way too expensive for Taj. We like the strikeouts. Again, you got to be careful here. He's behind. He's wild. And look at the profile against these Rockies. It's all lift. He's even been fortunate on the homer to fly ball. Again, 45 fly ball, 47 hard hit, double-digit barrel. Bradley's been, a disaster. And now we've actually seen this movie before. It was a couple years ago. Bradley was legit grading out as one of the best starters in the league for like a 3-month span. Legit. By every objective metric. And then the wheels fell off. And I feel like we might have seen that already. That spike of production, and now it's brutal. And the Rockies offense is, nice, like a lemon ice, man. They brought up Carrig. He's a beast. McCarthy's back. He's looking awesome. I'm just always surprised that Arizona couldn't find a spot for him. That did they choose Alec Thomas over him more than once? Again, I don't understand. McCarthy is a good ball player. They get Moniak back, and their Rockies are finally successfully manipulating the lineup as far as platoons. They're really, really dangerous. Makes them a little bit hard outside of the top 3 or 4 to bet on as far as props. But the Rockies are fucking producing. They're hitting. They're aggressive. They're hitting shit out of the ball. I don't know. I just don't trust any of the offenses here. I don't trust any of the late pitching here. This one, okay, it's totaled at 9. It is the only game at 9. So I'd be curious to see what the odds are for this to run the highest scoring game. Even the favorite, sometimes I'm doing like fucking stupid air quotes. Even the favorite sometimes is like plus 8-1 or something like that. If this is plus 3-1, no, we're not interested. But if it's plus like 6, 7, 8-1, I think I might get a little dime piece on that one. That's entirely enough. Next up, my boy Max Meyer on the bump for the Mighty Marlins of Miami. Whoa, alliteration aside. Against Michael McGreevy. Shit, I dropped another couple M's. They were in Missouri to face fucking St. Louis. Holy crap. Let's fucking... I'm a fucking idiot. Remember, it's not man.
This is Sparta!
All right, maybe it's a little bit madness. So I'm sorry, you're going to have to forgive me. This plays wrong. Because, like I mentioned before, I had Dustin May going, and I was to the under. Now that we get McGreevy, I think we want to bet on Miami. I'm really surprised to see this price. I love this price. If I had a, Vegas Dave 50,000 unit mega lock nuke whale carrying my fucking pink Birkin bag in front of a fucking, I don't know, a car I don't own or some shit, this would be the play. So you could fucking guarantee it's going to lose. But yeah, we're like Meyer, big time. Easily the much better pitcher here. McGreevy is right now one of the current, he's a finalist for the how the fuck does he keep getting away with this award? 3.35 ERA and a 1.15 whip with a 5.69 expected and a 4.5 Sierra. And it's funny because, I'm a controlophile, right? We love the 6% walk, but it's not going to hold on a 38 ball. And this production this is completely unsustainable. 7.5 swinging strike, 24 CSW with poor command while falling behind and pitching to crazy contact. Again, he's really survived on that 258 BABIP, 82 left on base, is carrying a lot of the load for McGreevy. I'm not buying this. You want to get away from this guy. 5.4 expected ERA last 30, Sierra north of 5, KBB down to the mid single digits. I think he's going to get rocked and or rolled. Offenses are probably a little bit of a wash here. Miami is hitting a little bit. We love it. My guy Owen Casey is coming on. He's another guy like a little bit discarded. We'll definitely want to add him. He's reining in the strikeouts a little bit. Listen, there are guys that are going to strike out 28% of the time. But when you put up the godlike fucking power numbers he does, you can deal with it. What we can't deal with is when the strikeout rate begins with a 4, unless it doesn't have a second digit. But that's the kind of shit we're dealing with. If he's going to clean it up, he's adding a mega power bat into the middle of this lineup. Lopez is starting to come around. We've always liked him. Stowers is starting to come around. We've always liked him. Problem would have to be the Cardinals offense here, right? They're hitting a little bit. Their ground ball machines, just not a ton of power, but they do hit it hard. It's a bunch of line drives, and they run a little bit too. So there is an obvious fail point here, but we're not paying heavy juice. We're getting minus 105, and then I think we have the heavy edge in the bullpen. Miami bullpen, once they brought back Fairbanks, has been incredible, and the Cardinals, again, the wheels falling. You know what? Here's just a real quick on bullpens, because I did mention how difficult they can be to model. They are. And I think it's important to, again, always be smoothing ABS, but keep them, this is not like me, this is my style of analysis generally, but I think because the samples are so small, it's okay. You got to keep that macro narrative in line. The year started and we were like, Arizona has a bad bullpen. They were pitching lights out. Now they're starting to show true colors. St. Louis was out of control. I do think Riley O'Brien is good at the back end of games, and I think Jojo Romero is pretty good at the back end of games. But as a bullpen overall, they were pitching incredibly. And we just weren't buying it, and we're seeing that kind of fall apart. So keep an eye on these bullpens as we get kind of deeper into the year. Teams that we hate, like I said, I don't want to be guiding people away from larger samples. Larger samples are how you do this. But smaller samples can serve as leading indicators on offense. Executively. Miami going to win. So, let me replace that because I had the under. So, we're going to go Miami to win. Minus 105. That sheet updates in real time. Remember, support. Good people are doing it. Okay, next up, my boy JT Ginn on the bump for the Atleticos. They're minus 125 on the road down in LA to face Walbert Urania and the Halos. Now, I initially took a stand against the model and thought that I was really into my boy JT Ginn. Upon further review, I don't have a fucking whistle. I'm going to get a ref whistle for football season. Upon further review, I think I liked the under more. It was at 8.5, and it looked like we were getting signals it might go to 9. No, she's not going to 9. It's a solid 8.5. But I think that's where I'm at. Sorry, scratch that, not reverse it, clip it. F5 under. That was where, because I can't back these bullpens. A's bullpen is a fucking agita. So it's U4.5 at minus 110. That's the play that we like. Check out, if anyone is looking up the video screen, check out the Spider-Man GIF. What's so big? I love Sammy so much. The Kyle and Toast, just like real familiar for me right now. So Sammy, again, very open-minded, he's like I don't know, he's too hard on himself. But he'll tell you he's not a data guy, not a spreadsheet guy. Although he's getting much better at it. He's becoming one. And so he wanted to kind of up the game a little bit. I put him onto the Substack. And, he's very good with it. He asks questions and asks what could be added and how it could be used and stuff. He's really, really trying, and you could see bearing the fruit. So it was really funny. If you see on the stream yesterday when I mentioned this, his face lit up. I was so happy because, when it's part of this, right? We talk about understanding the stats and how they sync to you through a template to create a muscle memory. So you just accelerate, right? The machine becomes more efficient. And that's what this fucking thing is, all about. Anyway, so JT Ginn we liked, right? Good ERA. Whip, encouraging that we thought could get better. Same for Urania. He's completely outkicked the coverage. Strong expected ERA. Weak Sierras. Strong Claude. Strong MLBMA. Okay. Low usage, bad fastballs. Okay. The K rates are almost identical. Too many walks. The KBBs are nearly identical. The swing strike rates are literally identical. The CSW is within a fucking BIP. The ball rates are within a fucking tick. The first strike rates are entirely too low. The chase rates are too low. The zone contacts are better than you'd expect. The ground ball rates are through the roof with low line drives, plus low fly balls, but a lot of pulls, not enough infield flies, with good homer fly ball rates and low contact profiles. I mean, this is legitimately like the Spider-Man. It's fucking crazy how similar these two guys have been. Through it again, it's not just a bunch of innings. So I think I ended up on getting on this under, right? We're going to have guys, ground balls, looking for double plays. The A's offense, and I think this was part of what Sammy was asking about, home away. I mentioned I want to get that. I think the A's have been a little bit brutal away from that ballpark. You got to remember, that was part of the analysis. We know we have objectively like crazy environments that teams are hitting and that are going to slant them. But, right, A's too many ground balls. And I'm just hoping that'll translate. Same on the other side, though, the Angels are actually striking out and shit, so Ginn might straight up just shove them. I don't know if Urania is going to shove the A's, but again, we've seen the A's swing and miss, losing zone, and lots of double plays. They're a little bit on the slow side for me also. Again, I mentioned how bad the A's bullpen has been, so I wouldn't trust the A's. I wouldn't trust the A's to win a game or go under full game until they kind of fix that. Next up, let's see if we can get this bitch in an hour. Yeah, I think we're right there. All right, Roki Sasaki and the Trolley Dodgers, minus 149 on the road against Texas Ranger, Walker Buehler, Walker Ranger, Texas Buehler, and the Friar Tucks down in the beautiful weather in San Diego. Plus 124 for the Pods. I ended up listing on the under. However, it looks like that's moved from 8 to 7.5. And you know, it's funny. I said this last night on the show that it looked like my handicap was going to beat that 8. You know, there were 8s out last night, and it did. I didn't jump it. I'm an idiot. But it also made me a little uncomfortable because the Pods are hitting and the Dodgers are hitting. And like, I want to believe Sasaki, but we just saw him melt down a couple days ago. But man, does he look fucking filthy. And it's not just anecdotal, right? Roki Sasaki, last 30 is brilliant. Ignore the ERA, people. 289 expected to a 103 whip, 22.5 KBB. He's been filthy. And Bueller's been really good also. Bueller going through a personal reclamation, right? He used to be almost like a fastball exclusive high heat kind of whiff guy. And now he's a pinpoint sinker, low walk, ground ball guy. And listen, that should have worked. Hats up to the pitching development in San Diego. They're very good with that. But what's the flip side of that is having to beat the Dodgers. So that's kind of where I ended up. Is I just don't think we're getting enough of a discount to have to beat the Dodgers. Because even though I guess you could technically say they're in a little bit of a offensive lull, which is I'm sure it's objectively true, their floors, the bottom of their sine wave is like in the middle of other teams' up crest. So I don't know if I'm buying it. And for as long as we were kind of jumping on the Pods to stink, I guess the last 2 weeks have been brutal. Is it just L7 that's strong? I feel like no, it's not even that great. So like, shame on me doing the anecdotal thing. But if I can bail myself out with one data point, they're running, right? Taking walks and running will work, and Sasaki can be guilty of that also. So I can see this going anyway in both bullpens. Also, you know, have pitched pretty well. I thought San Diego was on it. Maybe they ended up borderline. So yeah, their bullpen gets fucking crazy outs. And Sam was saying too, the Dodgers numbers, the bullpen it got on the board right now are fantastic. And like, yet somehow you still don't necessarily feel like really great about it, you know? So I'm just off with the 7.5. If it popped to 8, you could sell me on it again. You won't have to twist my arm, but I'm not looking to challenge that 8th run. That 8th run is just entirely too popular, and especially, you know, with the favorite on the road, we are expecting the bottom of the ninth. Last but not least, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I'm so tired. Reynaldo Lopez on the bump for the Braves. This game was just okay. Now it's listed. It was unlisted for a really long time. Like, there were books that didn't have it up this morning. I was hoping I'd get out of a little bit of work right now. Raylo on the bump for the Bravos, -120 on the road against Trevor Old McDonald. He has his farm in San Francisco. Now they have the bullpen emoji, and the bullpen's been ass. So Killian 2-3, Walker back-to-back, Miller back-to-back, get away from the Giants full game. That said, I like McDonald. I think he's been good, and the Braves offense is ass, and it's not like Lopez has pitched well. So I think you either got to go over, but the Braves bullpen's been really good. What kind of distance are you going to get from Raylo? I doubt more than 5. But I like San Fran first 5. I just think McDonald's a better pitcher. I know the ERA is kind of scary right now. I guess I'm buying the Sierra and the CSW and the crazy ground ball rates. You know, we love that. You know, he's really hard to take out, and the Braves offense has just been horrendous. They're batting 200 as a team versus righties last 2 weeks. 251 slug. Is that like even a number? Hard to think. 255 xWOBA barely implies 3 runs. So I'm going to go with McDonald to kind of do his thing. Hopefully I'm not putting too much bias on that one. He's been brutal at home, even though like San Fran's a good place to pitch. Shit, so like suddenly, you know, feeling a little more strongly about the over. It's only at 7.5. Again, San Fran's bullpen's been bad and taxed. On the road, should get the 9th frame. I mean, Raylo is kind of ass. Man, I still like the money on the F5, but I'll be honest. I'm really starting to lean, you know, in the model where 3/4 of a run clear of that shit. Like, we're on an 8. We got both teams over 4. We probably should be going over 7.5. All right, let's get the fudge out of here, yo, on this wonderful Freaky Friday. Please press the like button. We're almost at 800 fucking subscribers. Let's fucking go. Appreciate all the new faces around here. Remember, there is football. Check out the same channel under the video tab. I reviewed the first 3 fantasy rounds. I also did about a half a dozen fantasy drafts. Maybe we'll do some real football stuff also. I'm not sure if there's any audience for that. My football stuff is not very popular, but maybe we'll get there slowly. Got to take hacks to the tree. So to all my people up in the comments, man, so much love for everybody like spending their time with me here. Trent, appreciate you, man, and Rose and Jeff. You know it, man. No Block, man, really been jumping in every single day. Everyone's just so kind. All these awesome comments and all the thanks and stuff. Adonis, appreciate you, man. What would it be without you? Hey, I love the seeing new names. AOD says, join the GOAT, subscribe to the channel finally, man. Really appreciate you for that. No Block asked if the sound was down. Oh, fuck. It is. It fucking is. Kyle's production goes back end for me. Well, I'm sorry, it's too late now. Fireworks, appreciate you. B Square also, and Grin, plus Mark, Mac D, J Main. Really, these are all the fucking best. I will fix it for the podcast. So if it's if you listen to all this way, fuck. And if not, know that if there's ever any issues, I will always clean them up. Man, sorry. See how I jump into the comments sometimes to see if there's issues. I didn't do it today. I was trying to get the fuck out of here. Very sorry about that. But that's what happened. I have to remember on Fridays, my audio settings don't jive with his. He has to turn me down in the back end. There's a lot of frustrating stuff with content when you're an idiot like I am. Fam, how do I access the podcast? You the boys at night. I don't know if Source does a podcast. Mine is under this name, Corked Stats. It's out every day on, but it's out in the morning. So by about 10:30 or so. Yeah, sorry about that, No Block again. I've just been having tech problems. You push yourself to the fucking edge, but it is what it is. Everyone have a great weekend, man. Appreciate you and all that goodness. Subscribe, but it is free today. If you've ever thought about, for the audio people, if you've ever thought about checking it out, go play around. Go play around with it. You might say, like, holy shit, this is going to save me $2 worth of time a week. And I ask you, fine listener, how much time is that? Like, how much work could I get out of you for fucking $2? Is it a lot? If it is, I can use some fucking cheap labor. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I get it. We don't want to be paying for every fucking bullshit subscription. I get it. Trust me. I'm that guy. But there are ones that I can't live without. And I'm trying to make this that. And with the football, to keep you around all year. And if you sign up for the year, you get the last month. Hit me up if it's a money thing. But again, today, check it out. Go tool around and let me know what you think. So that'll do it. Thanks for picking up what we're putting down here at Corked Stats, man. Ooh, what a rush. Enjoy the games, enjoy the day. When we're done with the book, enjoy the pay. And remember, when you work this freaking hard, winning feels a lot less like luck. Peace out.